Yes, guys, welcome back to Chasing Green Arrows. It's Friday, it's game week 17 around the corner. It's Christmas around the corner, and I'm joined by two of my besties, Mr. Dean Jones and Mr. Big Man Backer, and all of you lot in the chat. Dean, first and foremost, how you doing, mate?
I'm okay, mate. Yeah, a bit tired. As if 6 a.m. starts aren't hard enough, mate. One of my kids has been up since like 3:30 with like a cold and just like not going back to sleep. He eventually went back to sleep about, 4:45. So I managed to get back another half hour sleep. But I'd set an alarm because I was like, I'm definitely going to miss the show. If I just go back to sleep, I ain't getting up. But I'm here. Got a cup of tea, mate. We're all good. Got my Club Tijuana badge on.
I did wonder. It's AC Milan colours, but different badge, yeah. Nice. Big Man, how you doing, mate?
Cheers, Johnny. Thanks for having me. Hello, Dean. Hello, welcome to all the listeners and viewers. I'm doing well. So looking forward to this game. We've not too many decisions to be had, actually, or to be made by my team. So I'm sort of looking forward to it because I'm more or less relaxed at this point, which is unusual before a deadline.
Yeah, nice. Good stuff. Peter, thank you so much for your generosity in the chat. We've had a super chat in for 20 big ones, 20 euros.
Mate, that is so generous. Thank you, Peter. That is really, really kind. If every single person in the chat wants to give us 20 euros, we'll have an even better Christmas. But no, seriously, thank you, mate. We always appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
There we go. I was just trying to do the maths. I was like, "What's 20 euros divided by 3?" And I don't know the answer. Is it 666? Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Big Man.
That's right.
Yeah, Big Man, you are my man. Former world number 4 Big Man backer as well, by the way. I often forget that, and I think we should mention it more often, Big Man. So I'm not going to ask you to mention it every show, but I should definitely write it into my script because I clearly have a really formal script every episode. Guys, we're going to be talking Solanke today. We're going to be talking about our teams. We're going to be talking Cunha. We're going to be talking forwards in general. We're going to talk defenders too. We'll get Dean's take on Fulham and Robinson and Jimenez, two popular choices this week. But also Timothy Castagna, by the way. Tete's been ruled out for 2-3 months. So Timothy Castagna is a 4.4 million defender who's going to be pretty nailed at right back.
4.2.
4.2 is he?
Yes.
Wow. There we go. And Cunha, by the way, new manager at Wolves, has said something along the lines of like he thinks he may be available. Like he's been really vague with it. But yeah, Cunha available, ? I'm not sure. He's an important player. That's the Cunha update.
It's not really in his hands, is it? He's just waiting to be told.
But what if they appeal it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
you
can't really appeal that. His
punishment gets extended probably, but yeah.
I don't know why this has taken so long.
No.
We've all seen it. He's getting a ban. You can't get away with that.
Yeah.
They all lost their heads that day. But yeah, at the moment it looks like he's playing, doesn't it? And it'd be a bit harsh to like leave it until
Friday
later
night.
Than this. I don't think you can go any later than this, to be honest.
Yeah, like you'd think any bans come within and appeals come within sort of office hours, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. You would kind of expect. So in the next few, I mean, look, we were here 2 weeks ago at 2 p.m. on a Friday doing Will It Won't Be Beyond for Liverpool Everton. It might be we're here at 2 p.m. on a Friday doing Will It Won't Be On for Cunha. So yeah, let's see. Big Man, what's your take there? I mean, I'm a Cunha owner. I really want to be able to play him this weekend. It's a good fixture, right?
It's an extremely good fixture. I mean, if you look at Leicester's underlying data this season, especially since the arrival of Ruud van Nistelrooy, it's actually just gone down. I'm expecting Wolves, especially with the new manager bounce, to sort of get a result at Leicester. I think it's a really good fixture. If Cunha, you don't get any news before the deadline, you think there's a chance that we might hear after the deadline that he's not available for Sunday? Because the game's on Sunday, so I'm not exactly sure how it works. But yeah, I mean, if we hear no news, surely he's worth keeping.
Expect all those announcements to come in the working week, right? Not on a Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to remember, like this is actual admin. This is jobs that are done in normal, like you're right, normal working hours. You don't normally get something like this that's going to happen like 2 o'clock in the morning or something. Like it should be done by now on the Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
So it's very strange. Yeah, stuff like this is normally sorted out before now. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it seems highly unlikely. So I would imagine he's available, but it's going to be controversial if he like plays, scores, and then gets a ban on Monday at night. That would be weird.
Oh, Dean, have you seen our chat? It says "see goal." You can open the chat, and it says 10 yellow super chats. Janny Dean will wear their Christmas jumpers on Monday. I didn't know you could set a goal like that. That's pretty cool.
Oh right, I haven't seen that. Is that on the actual?
It's in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, I can see it. 10 yellow super chats equals Dean and G will wear their Christmas jumper on Monday's show. That means I've got to buy one as well because I ain't got one. So I'm going to go and send Peters €20 on a Christmas jumper in the first place. But yeah, 58 minutes. The clock is ticking. We have already had one, but it hasn't counted so far apparently.
Oh yeah, we should definitely call that.
If we're struggling, then we've got that one in the bag.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you got a Christmas jumper?
I have. I've got a Roberto Baggio classic football shirts number,
okay.
so I look forward to hopefully wearing that. Yeah. Big man, should we start with some forward chat because my transfer this week is going to be a forward. Whether Cunha's in or Cunha's out, I'm either selling Cunha or I'm selling Solanke. So let's talk Isak Jackson, but then let's also talk about some of the budget guys. So let's start the chat with. Should we start the chat with Solanke or with Isak and Jackson?
Let's start with Solanke as we own him, and it was an interesting discussion that we had on the last stream. Since then, Solanke is braced. So has your opinion changed? Had that happened in the Premier League, would you have been selling him?
My opinion hasn't changed, and I know it has for a lot of people because we're reactive to goals and FPL points. Obviously, we didn't get the FPL points, but we did see 2 goals. I watched the game, and I can't picture his second goal. His first one came from the goalkeeper saving it, and he gets the rebound. Do either of you remember the second goal? Can you describe it to me?
Cuts inside.
I saw the first goal. I went to sleep in the second half.
He kind of cuts.
The second goal was really good.
He cuts across the box,
and then near post,
and then sticks it across the goal back into the near post. Yeah, it's a really good finish.
Yeah. Okay. So, damn. What I was going to say is both goals were a little bit but I can't because the second goal was really good. But my point was, Solanke's not scoring sexy goals until he scores that second one last night. And what I mean by that is, I want my forward scoring sexy goals. And there's a reason for this. It's not just a way of selling season tickets and, getting views on Gianni's team. It's a case of, I don't want my player scoring jammy deflections or saves off the keeper. I want him to be involved in good open play goals. And
why?
Yeah, my question to you is,
why do you care about that?
Yeah,
they're more sustainable. I don't want him picking up off goalkeeper errors that won't happen every week, or rubbish deflections, or tap-ins off a save. I want him being a key cog in that attack when his team are in possession, and when his team score loads of goals and get loads of big chances. I don't want to be watching the Son show, the Maddison show, the Kulusevski show, and that's all I've seen for the last 2 months.
The thing is,
do you get more points for a sexy goal? Is my question. I mean,
exactly.
you get longevity in my team, mate. You get longevity in my team because you're pleasing the manager, and it's more sustainable when the attacks are built round the number 9. And at the moment, it's still Dominic Decoy Solanke for me.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you look at Solanke's goals so far, they come off of he's picking up bits and pieces. They are coming off him reacting first and getting in to get the rebounds or getting goals in and around the box. That is the type of forward he's going to be for Tottenham. He's the guy that goes and presses intensely. He's really good at that. He is good at the decoy runs and attracting attention from centre backs that allows others to make space. But when you've got players like Kulusevski and Maddison and Son and Johnson or whoever having the shots that they have, the chances are that Solanke will be able to pick up bits and pieces and finish them off. He's made a living off it, mate. He's done this for years now. And he can score good goals, but he's a proper number 9. He will just pick up those little goals. That's actually the reason I would want to own him, because I like those scruffy goals. So yeah. Oh, we got a super chat in. Ryan, he's even one of our members. He's in our members zone. He's in the WhatsApp, Ryan. He's in Calgary, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning or something for him, and he's just given us $10. Thank you very much, mate. You will not be seeing me in anything Chelsea related in my entire life.
Good lad, Ryan. Big man, we're going to get your take on Solanke in a second, but I thought I was going to get absolutely hammered in the chat with the sexy goals comment. and I've got to say, Torben's not with me, but the vast majority of you are. We'll bring up some of the comments. That is lovely to see. It's all about XG. It's all about sexy, says Roy. A load of rubbish, Janny, says Torben. But then we've also got sexy goals is a new metric. Nikolai, I'm with G on this one. Sexy goals only for Janny. There's a few.
SGA.
Got my back there.
SGA.
Yeah. What's your take there, big man? Because do you hear what I'm saying? Kind of.
I mean, I sort of, I do understand what you're trying to say. That, like, for example, with Cunha, right? He scored some spectacular goals this season. He's just a brilliant player to watch. I guess Solanke is not exactly sexy to watch in that way, and that's what you're exactly sort of trying to refer to. But I mean, as long as his team is scoring so many goals, he will be involved inevitably sooner rather than later. It doesn't really matter as if whether or not he is, let's say, the attack is built around him or not. He will eventually get a share of the spoils. I mean, you won't get a situation where they score 5 goals and he gets an assist every week. That won't happen. I mean, it will just happenstance. It happened once, it won't happen again. He'll consistently get points is what really matters. And I still think the fixtures, especially after this week, are good enough for Spurs. And they're actually third for XG this season. So owning a 7.5 million forward in an attack that is third for XG it's a pretty good bargain for me. I think I might look at sort of upgrading Solanke to Isak, but I don't think I will be doing it in the next 3 weeks. I think I might do it once the fixtures turn for Spurs from game week 20. Because currently, when you look at the immediate 2 fixtures, Nottingham Forest away, Wolves at home, especially that Wolves at home fixture, that's something I really, really like. But then in 21, they have Arsenal away, 22, they have Everton away. That's not exactly a great spell. So I might look at selling him for someone like an Isak before that, because Isak's fixtures are really, really good. And obviously, ideally, I'd have Isak over Solanke. Yeah, in about 4 weeks' time. Ideally, I'd have Isak over Solanke, but I just think for a lot of teams, they don't exactly have the luxury of making that transfer without making significant downgrades in their squad. And that's why I don't exactly like the transfer right now. But yeah, I was mentioning Solanke's fixtures from that point. Isak has Wolves at home, Bournemouth at home, and Southampton away. Then Fulham at home between 21 and 24. I don't think I'll be able to go without Isak in this spell. I think I'll have him by game week 21.
Yeah, me too, Dean. You're smiling away. I love the poll our producers run, by the way. I need to just give a little bit more context to sexy goals. But go on, Dean. What are you smiling at?
I'm laughing because my son is in the comments that he's going, "Hello, Dad." So where it says me in the comment section saying "Hello, Dad," that is Dylan, who was up in the night ill. He's clearly now in bed on the iPad and watching us. I told him not to get up until 7 a.m. and make sure he stays asleep, but it's 6:15 and there he is on his iPad watching us. So morning, Dylan. Be a good boy. Don't get up yet. You can stay watching us instead. But there, I thought I might just should address that I'm not just writing "Hi, Dad" in the comments. My dad isn't here. My dad's not watching today. Someone did gift a membership a minute ago, mate. I saw.
Oh, British 87.
Mate, it's the time for giving. It's the time for giving. Let's all help each other out here. Yeah, that's very kind of you, British. Very, very kind.
Who won it? We'll see whoever won it in the chat, I'm sure. With the sexy goal thing, guys, the reason it matters is because too many times Spurs have won 4-0 or 5-0, scored 4 goals or 5 goals. And Solanke, who is the number 9 in a very attacking team, has had 1 single return. Let I just remind you all, Solanke has had one return this season higher than 6 points. 6 points is his second best return all season. He is clogging up a valuable spot in our team at 7.5 million. And time and again, we see 10 goal involvements in a Spurs game, as in 5 goals, 5 assists, and he's got a measly one of them without bonus. If he's scoring sexy goals, because he's involved in the build-up and he's involved in the play and the attacking midfielders are looking for Solanke, then the points go higher and higher and higher because he's scoring more goals. That's my point. Sexy goals equals goals in open play that matter when his teammates are looking for him. Get voting yes. Oh no, the poll's ended.
Mate,
Big man, let's talk about Jackson versus Isak, because you want Isak in 3 or 4 game weeks' time. Me too, I think.
Either 20 or 21.
Yeah, so
that spell for Newcastle is just ridiculous. I mean, that screams Isak calls all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, the next 4 for Newcastle, 3 of them are away, and then the 4 after that, 3 of them are at home, and the 4 after that is when the entry point is perfect. Jackson has better fixtures now, but Jackson also comes with the yellow card, and also the fear of rotation on the Boxing Day fixtures. But Chelsea's fixtures are Sunday, Thursday, Monday. You could see 3 Jackson starts. He was obviously rested last night. How do you evaluate Jackson versus Isak? Because I think I prefer Jackson now.
It depends. I mean, I think I would honestly get Isak at this point if you can afford both, because you'd ideally want someone you'd want for the long term. I think Isak is more of a short term play. And I'm not exactly now running the argument of him being on 4 yellows, because I'd assume that he'd probably survive because it's very close to the threshold.
19,
So,
I guess. Is it game week 19?
Yeah, 19.
Yeah.
19. Yeah, 19 exactly. So I just think just get Isak in and set and forget for a while, rather than getting Jackson now and then using a transfer later. I mean, every transfer is worth close to 4 points. So yeah, go for Isak immediately, I would say, if you're buying a forward.
Dean? Chelsea's attack is the best in the league.
It is, but Isak is the most informed striker in the league at the moment, and I'm gutted I haven't got him. I really am gutted that I've messed up my attack. I just hate looking at my team at the moment. I've got Wood, João Pedro, and Delap, and honestly, I said on the members video, it just looks like at the moment I feel like I've got a relegation attack. It's just like these are all 3 players that like have done fine in FPL this season. At times we've wanted them, but it just feels like I might be on board at the wrong time. Like Brighton have kind of gone off a cliff. I don't mind Chris Wood. I don't mind the Chris Wood pick, actually. I think I'm happy to stick with him. Brentford away, I know doesn't look like a great fixture, but definitely has potential to score against them.
Yeah, they always concede, didn't they, Brentford?
Yeah, and then there's that Tottenham, Everton, Wolves, like that doesn't put me off really, owning Chris Wood.
No.
But I'm just like, can I get somehow João Pedro up to Isak? Is it possible? I don't really think it's going to be possible for me. I've got Brennan Johnson in my team that I don't really want anymore, so I'm seeing if I can get him out. But I'm also like, shall I just do Johnson to Amad Diallo or something like that? So I'm trying to figure it out. But yeah, Isak and Jackson are definitely the 2 you would be wanting right now. And I would go Isak all day long, to be honest. I just think that... Do you remember early in the season? And I was like, I had him. I was watching like every Newcastle game in its entirety because I was like convinced it was going to work. And they just weren't finding him. He was making great runs and they weren't sliding the balls through in time. And he was quite frustrated.
No sexy goals.
There was no sex. There was no goals. There was no goals of any kind at that point for Isak.
I started the season with Isak and Gordon. I was a big believer of that Newcastle attack, and you're right, it flopped early.
It did. I guess my biggest problem, mate, in terms of Newcastle is, do I trust him to be consistent? That would be my problem.
Three of the next 4 are away, and they're bad.
Do I
away.
really believe, that they'll go to Ipswich and turn up? That's probably my biggest problem here. That, if I was to take a gamble and like, I haven't really taken any minus hits this season. I think I've taken 1 so far. So if I was to get to Isak, I would be taking a -4, even probably a -8 to get there. I'm that far off it. Would I be doing that? I don't think so. But it's trust issues with Newcastle as a unit more than Isak, I think.
Big man. The entry point for Isak, the best fixture's gone last week. We all saw that. Home to Leicester would be great, and it was. But Ipswich away, as Dean says, is harder than we think. And it's 3 of the next 4 away from home. Are we? Because I'm seeing a lot of people taking hits to get Isak in. I don't think you need him now. I don't. And I'm seeing people captaining him. It's Newcastle on the road. They're bad.
I agree with the fact that he's not exactly a priority buy at this point. I agree. But Eddie Howe actually has a terrific record against the promoted teams, whether it's home or away. And under him, I think they've played close to 12 or 15 matches against promoted teams, and they've only lost 1. So I'm definitely expecting a strong Newcastle performance. I think they'll probably score 2, and I reckon Isak would be involved. So if the window was there, I would have bought him. So if anyone is looking for a forward this week, it's fine to bring him in. But I agree that he's not exactly a priority buy. Neither is he worth bringing in for a -4.
That's interesting. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because it's definitely been on my mind. I obviously did a members video where I was like going through strikers, and I was just like looking at the Isak and Jackson fixtures, at their form, and all this sort of stuff, and I'm like, I'm really missing out here. But getting a few people I've seen have got both of those players at the moment, and Amad Diallo, and I've just got like such major envy of that. But I will go do our teams in a minute. But I'll ask you now, what would you do? My 5 midfielders are Saka, Palmer, Salah, and Burmo Johnson. Would you ditch Johnson at this point to do like a Diallo, for example, to open up some more funds for next week?
I mean, let's see Dean's team, but I think Johnson's a sell.
And what's happened with Johnson?
50-50 if he starts.
What's happened here? Like,
let's bring up the team.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd get rid of it. I'd be binning Brennan now, I think.
I'm just a little bit skeptical.
Who do you buy, Johnny?
Maybe Enzo. It's a bit. I don't know if the entry point for Amad has been and gone, and again, a bit like Isak, we go maybe in 4 weeks' time. I just can't see those Chelsea next 5-6 fixtures. Enzo is as good as Amad, I think, as an FPL pick right now. He's on half the set pieces, and he plays for a much better attack. I know he's not as attacking quite in terms of average position and probably average shots and stuff, but Enzo is balling right now, and he's on half the set pieces, and he plays 90.
Yeah.
And then there's Sarr.
I think
I like a long-term pick too, 5.7.
Yeah,
I think it is. Go on, big man.
I think this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I think I'm going to buy. I mean, if I was in Dean's place, I would have bought Semenyo for Johnson.
Yeah, I mean that was actually.
I still think he's being. I still think he's being sort of overlooked as an option. He, in fact, he dropped in price last night, which is very surprising. A lot of people have been selling him because of the recent blanks. But Bournemouth are second in the league for XG. That is insane.
Yeah.
Only Chelsea have a better XG, and only Haaland has attempted more shots than Semenyo. The guy has 0.5 XG per 90, XGI per 90 this season. And just because he hasn't really delivered according to his data, people seem to be getting rid of him. But eventually the data will even out sooner rather than later. And the fixtures are still pretty good for Bournemouth. I look at them as more or less a fixture-proof attack. I expect them to score in most fixtures. And when I look at the next 4, United, Crystal Palace, Fulham, Everton at home, I think that's a pretty good run. So I would definitely go Semenyo in your position. He's nailed as well.
He is nailed, yeah. And obviously Bournemouth are one of the best counter-attacking teams in the league. So, going to Old Trafford, you'd imagine they're going to let United have the ball and then try and hit them on the transition. I mean, United are a little bit better now because they've got Ugarte in there that's solidified a little bit those moments when they would have got run over previously. But he does get the chances. He hasn't been converting recently, right? But I think if you watch Bournemouth as a whole, he's been a bit unlucky too, because certainly have had some more assists on the board, if not goals. So I do take Big Man's point there, and I think that it's probably an overlooked factor. Do I think he's better than Amad Diallo? I don't know. That would probably be my big conundrum here. Like, Amad is like the heart and soul of Man United's attack at the moment.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to carry on playing as a 10 for now. I think you have to go Højlund, and then you play Ahmed, and there's one other spot. I don't even know that it's Bruno anymore. I've got a feeling he ends up playing Bruno deeper, and he might even play Xerxes up there for the next game.
Oh, Xerxes off Højlund?
I think so, yeah. From I was speaking to someone who was saying it's starting to become an option, and that he plays Bruno deeper alongside Ugarte. But either way, there's that spot up for grabs. I think Diallo is kind of nailing that other spot now.
Yeah,
and
I agree. I just don't rate that United attack at the minute. I mean, I rate Amad, but how good is the United attack at the minute? It's still way short, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I think Amarim is even shocked at how they've spent the money in that forward line, from what I understand.
I bet.
He's like, so you spent how much on Xerxes and Højlund?
He's looking at Sporting Lisbon going, I had a better attack there.
He had a better attack, and I think that he's been a little bit surprised. he likes them, and he's going to give them opportunities, but he has downgraded his attack from going from Sporting to Man United, which is insane, really. And Højlund's...
I bet the salaries are insane comparing the attacks.
That's it, yeah. Højlund's really good, but is he a £70 million forward? No, he's just not yet anyway, and he's got a long way to go before he becomes that. So, yeah, there is a little bit of concern over that one. Baragaz says, I see Dean picked Kirkes over Dean. I've got the same dilemma, but think I'll pick the home player in Luca Dean instead. Yeah, I mean, I've been weighing that one up, to be honest, and I don't know which way I'm going with it. This is kind of just automated at this point. It's not really my definite lineup, but I think you automatically put Kirkes in because it seems a slightly better pick. But Aston Villa are at home against Man City, and there's nothing really to be scared of with Man City. You've got more problems to contend with. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Am I making the wrong choice there if I go with Kirkes?
Nope. I like it.
I think I'd do the same as well.
Yeah.
United had 95 minutes in London on Thursday night as well. I do think that Thursday night game, and I look at Spurs and go, oh, Spurs, they've had the midweek fixture where they went full strength versus Liverpool, who played Wednesday night and rotated a lot. I think the midweek fixtures, we often say, don't we, when teams come back from Europe, especially the smaller squads, especially the Thursday night games, they struggle at the weekend. Well, we've got to remember, but a fair few of them playing EFL Cup this week. It might be similar for Brentford. They might look a little bit leggy against Forest, for example. And I think we need to remember that when we think of the armband and maybe Salah versus Palmer. We'll do a poll of those budget mids. We've done one. So get voting. Ahmad versus Enzo versus Semenyo for Dean if he's selling Brennan.
Yeah, I will be selling Brennan, I think. Yeah, I do think I will do that.
I think Ahmad will win.
Yeah, I think he'll smash.
Yeah, he will. United.
He's really, really popular this week.
Yeah.
He's very popular. Okay, nice. Dean, we'll come away from your team and we'll get to our teams a little bit in a little bit of time. But should we do a little bit of a captaincy chat? Because Palmer versus Salah, it does feel like a two-horse race. And the next poll we put on your screen will be captaincy. Is there a third name we should be putting in the poll, big man?
I think Bruno and Isak are the other ones in contention, but I think Salah and Palmer are actually quite a far way off in terms of being the standouts. And I think Salah is actually ahead of Palmer in the race as well by quite a fair bit this week, to be very honest. I think looking at the Spurs defense, it's very difficult to go against Salah. A well-rested Salah, by the way.
Yeah. Did he come on? No, he wasn't in the squad, was he?
He wasn't in the squad, yeah. He wasn't in the squad.
Travel down, I guess.
I often look at the bookmaker probabilities to score an assist, and Salah's actually 71%. Palmer 63. That is a big, big difference.
Wow, that is.
When you look at the market odds, yeah. So that's why I think I'm going to go with Salah.
I was so close on sort of 51-49 earlier in the week, but watching Spurs last night, I can't back against Mo Salah. The playing out the back, the keeper. Dean, I mean, what's your take there? Because I saw the armband was on Palmer. Is that something you're still deciding between, or do you think you'll switch it to Mo?
No, I think I'm going to go Palmer.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Well,
I'm so tempted. I was so tempted earlier in the week to go Palmer.
I think so. I mean,
is Mum up? By the way, Dean wants to. Your boy Dylan wants to know.
Oh my days! I'm gonna have to get him a phone so he can just text me in future. No, Dylan. I think Mum is still in bed. It's 6:30 a.m. I think Mum's still asleep, mate. So just stay there. Stay where you are for right now, Dylan. Mum will come in and get you.
Dylan, stay tuned because later in the show, we're going to be talking about some of the best goals in the Premier League this season. We alluded to it at the start of the show that we were talking about some of what we want from Dom Solanke. Well, we're going to talk about some of those goals before the end of the hour, guys. So everyone hold on for that and get thinking about the best types of goals we've seen this season.
Dylan, if you stay in bed, you can come in for the last 5 minutes of the show. I'll call you in.
Nice.
Make an appearance.
That would be
the captaincy. Palmer. Sorry, Dean. Go on.
But yeah, Palmer. I mean, China says Palmer is very tempting. Last time he scored 4 against Everton. It's just an easier fixture, isn't it? I'm not saying that Salah's not going to score against Tottenham away because he will. I just feel there's surely more upside to Palmer playing against Everton, and I feel like he owes me a goal for not scoring against Brentford at home. So I don't want to miss out on that. I also kind of feel like if I stick with Palmer over Everton, Fulham, Ipswich, he brings gifts.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, like it's a tough one because obviously you're going against Mo Salah here, who is also during that spell has Leicester and West Ham. So that's a really difficult call to make. But for this week, at least, I feel safe that Palmer can at least match what Salah does. But I've had this dilemma a couple of times recently, and the messages from YouTube rings in my head right up till deadline. And I think the last 2 weeks I've changed my captain last minute to do what you advised. So there's a lot of pressure on you two here.
So you
guys reckon that the takeover could actually play into Chelsea's hands, and it might lead to a more open game with the crowd being more buoyant than usual?
Yeah, but Sean Dyche is Sean Dyche, isn't he? Unless Chelsea go 1-0 up early, Sean Dyche is very happy being the home manager in front of the home fans, still parking the bus. Like, there's very few managers who are happy doing that, especially a strong crowd, like you say, especially with the good atmosphere of Christmas and management. Chelsea have to score early, or it could be quite tight. But I think Chelsea probably do score early, and then Everton come out and play, and then before you know it, Cole Palmer could be on 4 goals again. So I do back that Chelsea attack to find a route to goal in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think that Chelsea are going to go top of the league soon, right? And I think that it might even come like during this period. We might be starting the new year with Chelsea at the top of the league. This is a great opportunity for them. And the fact that they're playing it all down is probably going to help them for now. Who knows if they're genuine title contenders once we get to May. Like, there's a lot to come out in the wash here. But right now, they are looking like pretty much the best team in the league. Defensively, obviously, they've got flaws, but like that attack, you can't really doubt it. Everton definitely do look a bit better. And I think that's kind of because Tarkowski's had a bit of improvement too. And Jordan Pickford's having a really good season, by the way. But do I think that the takeover gives them an uplift? I'm not sure. The only reason I would kind of think it might is because Sean Dyche needs wins or he's going to be out. This is the thing for Sean Dyche. Like, he needs these players performing right now because the new owners will have their own idea of who should be managing this team. And yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if things don't go well, then quite quickly Dyche finds himself out of a job. So there is that to contend with, but at the end of the day, all I can look at is Chelsea are a much better team than Everton, and surely they go there and score 2 or 3 goals.
Yeah, my problem with Palmer at the moment, and I think he's a brilliant option, I don't know if he's quite as good an option as where he was when Enzo was playing behind him. And it's just the fact that Enzo now playing almost as a dual number 10. It's almost like it's 2 10s, it's 2 wide men, and it's Jackson. It's very much a front 5, back 5 system. And in that front 5, you now have Enzo, who adopts similar positions to Palmer, not quite as great, but he is getting shots and he is a creative outlet, and therefore that might take a little bit away from Palmer. Palmer's still going to be amazing, but yeah, with Salah, everything goes through him. Like, or if there's a goal in terms of share of points at Liverpool, it'd be a higher percentage of Mo Salah than Palmer at Chelsea. Yeah,
that's a fair point. It's toss of a coin, really. I mean, I think a lot of people will stick with Salah for safety, but if you're chasing a little bit, which I am, Palmer might be a route to go.
Yeah, big man. Where should we go to next? Should we see yours and my teams? Or are there any other?
I think we should discuss the cheap forwards. I would like to touch a bit on the cheap forwards a bit because we should take Dean's opinion on Raul Jimenez. Actually, a lot of people are buying him this week. Dean is the Fulham resident, the Fulham fan. So I'm very keen to
I'm
hear
not going to
your
advise
opinion,
this. I'm not going to advise anyone pick Raul Jimenez because
Cunha gets banned. I'm buying Jimenez, by the way.
Yeah, this is exactly the point I was trying to make.
Yeah. I don't think he's very trustworthy, really, to be honest with you. That would be my main concern with it. Obviously, it's a good fixture, so that kind of tempers it a bit. And I do think that he starts the game. I know a few people are starting to worry about his minutes. I don't think he plays 90 minutes, no, but I think he gets an hour.
How confident are you for a start, Dean? If you were to put a number on it, like, are you 80% confident he starts?
Yeah. I'd say 80 is a good number, but
that's where I'm at. I'm at 80.
Yeah, so I don't think he's a bad pick. I just don't think he's a great pick. I don't know that his performances or his goal record really suggests that he's great. Is Jamie Vardy fit this week? If Vardy is, I think he's a better pick.
Ooh. It's Fulham's next 3, though. Next 4. 3 of them are at home. It's Boxing Day to Chelsea, but other than that, those 3 games.
He probably won't play against Chelsea, mate. He probably won't play against Chelsea. It'll probably be Muniz.
That's what I'm happy there, because I'm happy benching him. As long as he plays Southampton and then again in 19. Can't remember who he got. It was a good home game. Bournemouth, maybe. That's what I want. I want Muniz to play that because it's Sunday, Thursday, Sunday. He can't start 3 in 7 days, can he?
No, he won't do that. So I wouldn't surprise me. The type of player that Muniz, the type of games he plays in, makes me think he probably starts against Chelsea. Judging by what Marco Silva has done in the past and what the way he tends to do things. So that's kind of what I would expect. Like Muniz kind of would unsettle that Chelsea backline probably in a different way to Jimenez would. And Jimenez is probably more trusted to just go and score a goal against Southampton. This is a big game for Fulham. They've had such a solid season. They can't afford to drop points in matches like this. So he'll go with the strongest team, and that does include Raul Jimenez. So I don't think that the start should be in that much doubt. It's just, is Raul Jimenez going to actually score? As I say, I don't believe that I can bank on that.
It's been a bad week. It's been a bad few weeks of budget forwards. João Pedro's been blanking. Evan Nilsson's been blanking.
Exactly, yeah.
A month ago, we were all like, oh, let's get two of these guys. They're all cheap and they're all scoring goals. They're cheap for a reason. And you can't go into buying a Raul Jimenez or a João Pedro and have the expectation that they're going to be 1 in 2 men. And that's the difference when you're buying a Jackson or an Isak. But it's 3-4 million. The reason I'm looking at Jimenez is purely a play of going, I need a third forward that I can bench every now and then, but it gives me like 2.5 million to buy Jota next week. And I think Jota is going to start on Boxing Day at home to Leicester. And if Jota starts at home to Leicester as the Liverpool number 9 and a 7.2 million mid, having that 2.5 million in the bank, which Jimenez allows me to do, to then punt on a Jota, could be loads of fun. So I guess I see him more as an enabler than as someone that will come in and give me points.
Yeah, you're right. Like when we're looking players at that price point, the expectations should be tempered. And
1 in 3, 1 in 4 is fine. They're 5 million.
The problem for me is I've got 3 of them, so that's not actually that helpful.
There we go, big man. What's your plans with Jimenez? Like you're very happy holding, but are you with Dean and me with that sort of rotation? Like it's a good chance he misses the Chelsea game, or one of the others, but he's not playing 3 in a week, not starting.
There is, but I mean, at 5.5 million, expectations with the likes of Jimenez and João Pedro need to be kept realistic. I don't mind if he misses the odd fixture because a lot of us have 8 playable attackers to play anyway, right? So let's say if he gets benched against Chelsea, it's fine. And if you look at Fulham's schedule, they have a fairly kind schedule apart from the game against Chelsea, where I'd expect Muniz to play. So if Raul plays the other fixtures, then at 5.5 million, what's wrong with it? And the good thing is that not too many forwards this week have a very good entry point. And I guess this is why you're going for Raul, Gianni, because he's actually one of the very few forwards with a very good fixture this week, who's cheap as well. So yeah, and also regarding the point on João Pedro, I also think, I mean, people are getting a bit hasty with him. He's just going to be a good hold over the course of the season because Brighton do have a pretty good attack. And it's very, very apparent that he's the talisman. With or without Welbeck, he's going to play every game while he's fit. So, yeah, I mean, got to persist and be patient with João Pedro as well. These are the kind of guys who allow you to sort of afford, the likes of Trent, Saka, Salah, Palmer in the team. That's the key point.
Yeah. Dean is, of course, a Fulham fan and San Diego resident. So the Jimenez comment from British 87 is brilliant. FPL Meerkat says about Jota, having a bit of back and forth with Meerkat in the chat. Keen to get your take on this, guys. Jota's been out for a while. We've seen a short cameo last weekend against Fulham. He came on and scored. Great goal. And he celebrated like the big dog's back. Make no doubt about it. You two know, I know, but I'm guessing a lot of the chasers will refer to him as a rotation risk. When he's fit, he is first choice in that Liverpool team as the number 9. 7 of the first 8 Premier League games, Jota started as the number 9. So let's not indulge too much rotation chat. But of course, with his minutes need to be managed because he's been out for a long time. And Liverpool have huge strength in depth in those front 3 positions, and only Mo Salah is nailed. Do we see Jota starting against Spurs? FPL Meerkat, really knowledgeable guy, thinks he might be. I can't see a start yet. I think his first start is either Leicester or even game week 19. He's been out for so long. He's had, I think, a 10-minute and then maybe a 20-minute in the week or whatever it was. Big man, I'll come to you first. When's Jota's first start coming? Because when it comes, he's a good FPL pick.
It's probably going to be the Leicester game, I would have thought. I think this week is probably going to be too early.
But I think he's guaranteed to score if he comes on.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Even half an hour of Jota's good. Like, it's not optimal, and you shouldn't
half hour of
pick
Jota
half
against
an hour,
the
it's
Tottenham
fine.
team. Tottenham won't live with him. There's no way Tottenham.
End of
live
the
with him.
game for Spurs as well when they're tired after playing Thursday night as well. Yeah.
I think he's fine. Like, if you want to get ahead of the curve here and bring Jota in this week, go for it. Take the gamble. Lewis says Jota's played 40 minutes total in exactly 2 months, and he's still better than most of the players in the game.
He's much better than Darwin up top, and Luis Diaz playing as a number 9. You know,
he's
and
like
Gakpo
Liverpool's
doesn't play
third
9
best
anymore.
asset. Yeah, he's like he's there.
Yeah, I started the season with him, and it was tricky. I didn't get many points, but I do think they're coming for Jota when he's in that team. And I think they've missed him. Like, they've continued to win games, but they clearly need they're not happy with Darwin. Luis Diaz has played number 9 instead of Darwin in a couple of games recently because they just don't trust him, and they don't really want to play. You'd think they could play Diaz on the left and Gakpo as the 9, but one thing's for sure is Slot really wants Gakpo as his left-hand side. Like, he is first choice too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah.
And those back post headers Gakpo's getting from Salah crosses, we see a lot of them. Like, he loves that back post run. He's good at it.
Yeah.
There we go. Big man, should we see your team? We've got 12 minutes left of the show. We want to talk about some sexy goals of the season so far. And we want to see our teams. Dean's looking for a budget mid. Ahmad is a direction he could go. Enzo and Semenyo were also polled, but Ahmad won out on that one. We also did
No
a poll
super chats, by the way, mate.
Go on, mate.
No super chats. We're not going to be doing the Christmas jumpers at this rate.
No, but since that came in, we had a few. And
Yeah,
I know.
I know.
Good membership.
I don't think we've only got one. It says 1 out of 10, but that's definitely not true. I've definitely seen a couple.
I don't know how that works.
But
it might be like, I don't know. I've never seen a target like that before. So maybe you have to hit a certain amount.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's automatically calculated or what, but we're going to have to hit 1 a minute at this rate.
Oh, look, another one's come in, but the total hasn't changed.
See, the one when we got a yellow super, what's the difference between a yellow super chat and a blue one?
I have no idea.
Nor do I, but we've had 2 blue ones and 1 yellow, and the yellow ones seem to count, and the blue ones haven't counted. So we might have to just figure this out for ourselves. Zubin, thank you so much. We do really appreciate that. It says Trent or Jackson in have double Arsenal defence and Isak. Oh wow, you got a good team.
Well, big man's moving towards one of these players,
Trent.
either Isak or Trent.
Why do you
Zubin.
love Trent so much? Why is everyone still on this Trent thing? He's no good.
He's playing Leicester at home next week and has a double
Yeah,
to
Leicester
come.
at home, fine. But like, apart from that, I just don't see this. I just can't.
It's our muscle memory, mate. We're all thinking of 3, 4, 5. It's the nostalgia of Trent. I said this. Me and Big Man are so there, which you're not, which I completely understand.
It's the fear of missing out on a potential haul. And by the way, I mean, this Eze news that we've heard that he might not be fit. I was looking at Mbomo to Eze as a way of funding Saliba to Trent.
Oh,
And now I'm not gonna sell Mbomo, which means I'm not gonna get Trent next week.
mate, get Jota.
I'll probably have to wait.
I know you're going to hate my Jota pick.
I'm going to get one for
30 or
Alisson for
60 I get
sure.
from Jota. So yeah,
I just want a Liverpool player I can set and forget for a while. And in my head, I think Alisson, Trent and Salah are clear in terms of minutes, and that's why I'm not going to go for any risky attacker. I appreciate the fact that someone like Jota has big upside, but I believe that the rest of the midfielders that I have offer similar points potential as well, with minute security. So yeah, I mean this week I've already moved from Power to Colwell, and I have 2 other free transfers I'll be saving. But apart from that, I think next week I was planning on Trent, and I don't think I'll be able to do that right now because I don't have the funds for it. I will probably do Flecken to Allison next week.
Price drop
instead.
5.4.
Yeah, I mean I have 1.2 in the bank, so I can do that. And I guess I'll wait for Trent till 20.
Interesting. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to push you further on your team in a sec. Just noticed, apparently it's yellow is £10 plus, Dean. I just want to go out there and say, and I think our producer was probably unaware, we would probably look really greedy saying we want 10 super chats of a tenner plus. Like,
yeah,
I don't think we've ever had more than 20 quid in the show, and now we're going give us 100. So
I don't think we knew. I think we were just like, yeah, it could be a pound.
The fear of looking greedy, we had nothing to do with this.
No, I don't think they meant that either. Apparently, yeah, blue is the lowest, then yellow, orange, pink, red. How much must a red be?
Did you see KSI gave Let's Talk FPL a £500 super chat?
I saw that. Yeah,
I did.
I guess that was a red.
That must be a red. Why is KSI not in the chat today? He's normally here.
Yeah, he's usually here alongside, all our other, celebrities like CH and Laura and Offcore.
Neil Robertson. Where's he today?
He's playing it. I think there's a tournament on.
Oh, is he actually? He's actually at work. Fair enough. He can't. He's one of those that can't get away with listening to the show while he's playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have got a few though in the WhatsApp group. We got a couple of the guys that are like, one's a chef and stuff, and he's like, yeah, I always have the show on. Like, it's a bit sneaky, but yeah, still always there.
Like that. So, big man, with no Eze and therefore maybe no Trent, where's this team going transfer wise next couple of weeks?
I think
you mentioned Allison.
Flecken to Allison, I think that would set me up nicely.
This week or next
fixtures? Next week. This week I'm fine with Flecken, and I think Spurs will score against Liverpool anyway. Even though I have no expectations from Brentford either, but they have similar points potential, so I might as well wait till next week. And then I don't know. I mean, I really want Trent, but again, I was actually a bit hesitant selling Saliba at home to Ipswich anyway.
Yeah.
So it's fine. I mean, I think Saliba can match Trent or come close at least, because I won't be surprised to see similar sort of clean sheet odds when you look at Ipswich at home for Arsenal, Leicester at home for Liverpool. So yes, ideally I'd want Trent for the attacking threat, but I don't think Saliba is a terrible sort of placeholder either. But yeah, I think these are the plans for the next 2 weeks, and then I'll sort of reassess where I'm at by game week 20. In game week 20, Isak and Trent would be definitely high up my shopping list.
Nice. Dean, thoughts on Big Man's team? Anything obvious you would do different?
Wouldn't have Raul. But apart from that,
we love Raul.
That Raul's fine. You can stick with Raul for Southampton at home. I'm not going to tell you to take him out. I'm just saying I'm not sure I would buy
Solanke?
Solanke's fine because he'll pick up a knockdown or a rebound for Tottenham's one goal. You never know. Tottenham might pull out a surprise here. Like, they might. You don't really know week to week what you're getting from Tottenham. You'll probably get a good 45 minutes from Tottenham in this game. And so if Solanke is part of that and isn't just doing the decoys that you don't like, then he's got a reasonable chance of scoring. Sachin says 199 dance for me. It's going to take a bit more than that. I
mean, everyone's got their price, but Christ.
It's not £2. Even for us.
Dominic Decoy Solanke, yeah, there might be a bit of magic, you're right, at Spurs Liverpool. And if there is, expect to see Kulusevski or Maddison or Son doing it.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I don't mind Solanke at all. Rest of it, yeah, it's a good team, obviously. I think you're pretty sound, mate, there.
Yeah.
What about captain? Are you sticking with Salah, mate?
Yeah, I'm going to go Salah for sure.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. I'll just blitz through my team very quickly and then we'll get some goals of the season so far ideas. Start getting them in the chat, guys. I've got 2 things I'm doing with this team. Paul just gifted a membership and Michael Scott got it. Michael's one of our regulars. That's awesome. Thank you, Paul, for your generosity. That is lovely of you to do, mate.
Thank you.
Oh, and Sigurd has come in with, what's ISK currency? Krona? Some sort of krona?
I'm just Googling it.
Sorry, but 7,500 sounds like a lot of money.
Icelandic krona.
Get on that conversion, Dean. It's pink. We've never had a pink.
Is it? I think this might be quite a lot.
Go on.
I mean, my conversion says it's $50, $53.
Wow.
Is that real?
Thank you so much for the generosity.
That is very generous,
That's
mate.
extremely generous.
Sigurd, come over and watch me on my channel tomorrow morning, will you?
Lewis says it's about 43 quid. Mate, that is so generous.
Yeah, that is crazy. I guess you're
great.
Thanking us for the streams throughout the year, maybe, Sigurd. So I know you're one of our regulars, which is awesome, mate. Appreciate that.
Thank you so much to all of you for watching. But yeah, for that particularly, we really, really do appreciate that.
Christmas jumpers on Monday for that. For me, anyway.
They might buy me one. Yeah, they might buy me one. Wow. Last 5 minutes of the stream. I'll see if Dylan wants to come in a second. See if
do. I'll rattle through my team well quick. All I'm thinking here is I'm making an attacking transfer. I mean, I could roll, but if Cunha's out, I'm selling him to Jimenez. That allows Jota next week, and it would be say Rodgers up to Jota if I want to go there. Let's see what Jota looks like this week. I'm not committing to that. If Cunha's around, I either roll or I sell Solanke to Jackson. I've got 0.9 in the bank. So, big man, you would probably say roll because Cunha's obviously great to keep, but Solanke I don't need to sell. I just see an opportunity with Nico Jackson. I know it's triple Chelsea attack. I'm happy binning off Solanke. I've been saying it for weeks. I can't get to Isak. Oh, come on, Dylan. Come and say hello. Should we get big man's take on my team and then over to Dean and Dylan? I'll give you a minute, Dean.
Yeah, you do it, yeah.
I think the team looks all right. Hi, Dylan. Nice to have you on the show.
Just wave. Just do a wave while he talks. He's going to talk.
Oh, you feeling better?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Let them talk, and then you can talk in 1 second. Okay. All right, you go, guys.
Go on, big man.
Yeah, I think the team looks all right, Gianni. Are you sure on Salah captaincy, by the way?
Yeah, I am going Salah, guys. After watching Spurs last night, I'm going Salah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I think if I had your team, I would have sold Cunha for Raul, assuming that Cunha would have been banned. And apart from that, the team looks pretty good. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think there's much worth doing with this team, to be very honest. You're actually in a very good position to save.
Yeah, okay. Dylan, should I buy Raul Jimenez this week?
Yeah.
Where? What's Raul good at doing?
Scoring goals.
You think he's good at scoring goals? You like him?
He always scores goals.
Yeah, we used to see him, didn't we?
Every match.
Well, not every match, no. But we used to see him a lot in Sainsbury's, didn't we?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Dylan, you've been playing loads of football in America, and you're really good, aren't you? I'm here. You're the goal scorer around here.
Yeah.
Talk closer to the microphone.
Yeah.
Tell him how many goals you scored.
How many?
How many did you get in one game?
9.
That is unbelievable.
Wow.
What was the score?
That would be how many FPL points?
The score was 14-0.
Yeah, there was 14-0 that day. And the other game he scored 8 one game and they won 8-0. That was probably the best one you did. We're trying to find him a new team. We figured he might need a new team. It was a bit ridiculous.
Didn't you say you were so United?
Yeah, that's right. Can you triple captain Dylan? Yeah, you'd get a lot of points in FPL if you were going to score 8 goals a game, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
3 bonus points guaranteed for the front man.
Yeah, exactly.
Dylan, what's your dad like at football?
You're good.
Am I?
Really good.
Really good. Good answer.
Is he better than you?
Yeah.
Why am I better than you? What can I do that you can't do?
Kick-ups.
Kick-ups, yeah.
I need to do like 4.
You can do. He's trying to practice kick-ups, but he can only do 4.
Good effort. They'll come in
Finding
good
it
time,
hard.
I'm sure. Left foot,
Dylan,
right
people
foot.
want us to wear Christmas jumpers on Monday. Do you think I should get a Christmas jumper?
Yeah.
What kind?
Mm,
They want me to wear a Chelsea one. What do you think?
I saw.
Yeah.
I saw.
I can only do 4 keepy uppies, Dylan. So next time you come on, we want an update on that number. We want you to get to 6 or 7 by a
By
couple of
after
months'
Christmas. Yeah. CH says, are you excited about Santa?
Yeah.
What have you asked for Christmas?
A robot that can actually talk.
A robot that can actually talk. Shouldn't be a problem.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dylan. We're going to leave you with your dad and answer some FPL questions. We've loved having you on. Will you come on again?
You coming again? Okay, go back out to one now. See ya.
Very sweet, mate. You've raised him well.
you go.
And he looks so much like you as well, doesn't he?
He does.
Oh, there we
Yeah.
go. We will answer a couple of quick fire questions. We'll just flash
do
a
some.
couple up. Is Castagna an option? He has to be, doesn't he?
Yes, of course. With Tete injured,
Yeah.
out for 8 to 10 weeks. So
Yeah.
start most games.
4.2. I mean, that is cheap. Like, whether you rate him or not.
He's not as good anymore, but yeah, he's cheap and he will play. So, yeah.
Jackson,
No,
Isak, who do I... Guys, do not sell Cunha yet. If you've got Cunha, there is a chance you don't need to sell him. You will get an update before the deadline, I suspect. Cunha is not a sell unless the ban has starts this weekend, which we don't know. We don't know if that will happen.
No.
Ismail Assar is great. Big man, Mateta's expensive. What do you feel? How do you feel there? 7.2, I think.
Mudada is going to be on pens now for sure. I don't know. I mean, I'm sort of skeptical about the Crystal Palace attack now without Eze, how they function. I'm not exactly that sure because without him, they've always been sort of toothless in front of goal. He's the one creating the chances and sort of pulling all the strings. So, yeah, that might change. But I think Sarr and Mateta in isolation look all right options. I don't necessarily mind them. But this Eze news, I think they'll probably wait and see at this point.
Yeah. Aina or Konza, I mean, go Aina, but probably go Milenkovic. Like, if you want Forest, go Milenkovic. Rodgers or Semenyo, no news on Semenyo's injury yet. I would
definitely
go off.
Yes, he felt tightness, according to Areola,
Right.
and that's why he got subbed around the 67-minute mark, if I'm not mistaken. I would definitely go Semenyo. As mentioned earlier, I look at Bournemouth as a fixture-proof attack, and I'd expect them to do well against United. Same with Villa, actually, but I just think he's better than Rodgers.
Yeah, me too. A couple of people asked about Joachim Andersen, by the way, at Fulham. He is back. So,
Oh, is he?
Yeah, so I would expect him
That's
to
big.
play. That is
That's
pretty
big for those buying Robinson for clean sheets as well and stuff. Dean, if you're on wildcard, Haaland?
If I was on wildcard, would I go Haaland? I don't think I would start that. Would I get him in? I guess so, because I would want Haaland for all the weeks to come. I don't think Haaland will score this weekend, so I'd have to accept that. He might get one. But Man City's season restarts the following game, as far as I'm concerned, from Boxing Day onwards. And don't forget, City did do this last year. It wasn't quite as bad as this, but they went to the Club World Cup, and people, when they went to that tournament, people were like talking about them like they might be dying, and they went there and they didn't barely lose another game for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think they're capable of that, but they're capable of better than we've seen. So I do expect, with the fixtures that they've got, Man City to have big pickup.
Big man, with wildcards, just remind me, you've got to use it before game week 19, not after. So after Boxing Day, but then before game week 19, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. And same with the yellow cards?
Yes, the threshold is still gaming 19.
So if, for example, you're a Nico Jackson owner, you're looking at game week 17, don't get a yellow card. Game week 18, don't get a yellow card. And then you play game week 19 with 0 yellow cards. Well, the tally's not against you for the 5.
Yeah, I think it's reset. Yes, that's correct.
I think
yes,
you're right.
That's correct.
It's 19 on both. And there is another tally. Remember, once you get to 5, there's another one for like 10, I think it is. But okay. Solanke or Enzo? Enzo for me. Solanke's rubbish. I might have both. Who knows? Evan Nilsson to Rao or Visser. Oh, we didn't speak about Visser. Rao's cheaper, therefore I'd probably go there. I wouldn't be selling Evan Nilsson. I think that's a fine hold. Last one, Verbruggen versus Fabianski. I would go Fabianski's got a home fixture. Is Verbruggen away? I can't remember. I'm probably playing Fabianski.
We're going away to West Ham. Both are playing against each other.
Yeah, so go with the home guy, I think.
Yeah.
I think I'd go with the Brighton.
Would you go with Verbruggen?
Because Brighton... I think Brighton have a better chance of beating West Ham than West Ham. No?
Do you reckon? I don't know. For cleans, I'm not sure. Maybe for goals, I'd back Brighton in that fixture, but don't know. I thought West Ham were all right last time out against Bournemouth, although it's only hit the post.
It is a very difficult fixture to call. It's a very difficult fixture to call. I think it's going to be a goal. It's going to be a game where both teams will score, and it will be a goal-scoring draw. Something like 1-1 or 2-1, something of that sort. But I think I'd go over Verbruggen because I can see, if there's a team winning, I can see Brighton winning as opposed to West Ham. So, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I've still got to decide if I go Sells away at Brentford or Fabianski. I think I'm going Fabianski. Guys, thank you.
You've got to play Fabianski, man. Like, Brentford always score at home.
Exactly. I know. I rate Forest, but I rate Brentford at home too. There we go, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll be back on Monday. Good luck this game week. On your way out, hit those buttons. Thank you so much to Ryan with a super chat, British87, Sigurd with a massive one. At the start of the show, we had, I can't remember, another big one.
Peter.
Yeah, there we go. And thank you, Dean, for bringing Dylan in. That was lovely at the end.
Thanks, everyone, for putting up with him.
Yeah, we love it. We will see you on Monday. Likes and subscribes on the way out. If you're just tuning in, go back and watch the last hour. It's been an awesome show. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.